hard to spot. At one point, Roswell truth. The Roswell incident had people talking like crazy, but this leaked military footage takes things to a whole new level. Filmed back in 1947, it shows military officers poking around a debris field near Corona. They found a crashed UFO, or at least that's what it looked like. No sign of aliens though, which somehow made it even creepier. And then, just when everyone thought the mystery was solved, the government came out and said, "Relax, it's just a balloon." But this footage is telling a whole different story. So now I can't help but question why the government is so bent on hiding the truth. Or maybe they're just trying to avoid the chaos that would explode if the truth ever got out. Alien portal. We all know aliens don't travel like we do. They seem to have the ability to teleport. Recently, a video surfaced that showed a UFO moving toward a glowing white portal in the sky. As it entered the portal, it disappeared right in front of the witnesses. This footage hints at a shocking reality. UFOs aren't just flying to Earth. They're using these portals to teleport here, do whatever they need to do, and then vanish. It's honestly a bit scary because it tells us the truth of just how advanced and possibly unpredictable these extraterrestrials could be. Sperm UFO. During NASA's STS-80 mission, something strange happened. They caught a weird, sperm-shaped UFO on camera zooming across the sky before it shot straight up and disappeared. It left people scratching their heads. What's even weirder is that the camera started shaking the moment the UFO appeared. Some believe this wasn't an accident, but rather an attempt to hide the UFO's true movements. To get a better look, the footage was later stabilized, revealing the UFO clearly as it zipped off into space. This raises some serious questions. What exactly was NASA trying to capture, and why was it hidden so well? Unexpected swimmer. Somewhere in Florida, a guy recorded a strange creature staring up at him from under the water. As he got closer, he realized it looked like an alien. This raises some serious questions. What exactly was NASA trying to capture, and why was it hidden so well? Unexpected swimmer.
Let me respawn in Rome, please. Yes! Ah!
Somewhere in Florida, a guy...
Strange footage of a massive UFO sighting over Austin, Texas, has gone viral on social media and UFO websites, sparking both intrigue and skepticism from viewers. The video shows a bizarre object hovering in the sky, its shape and size defying simple explanations. The video shows a giant UFO sending a light code using Morse code to the people of Earth, has been making waves on social media and UFO forums, leaving many viewers puzzled and intrigued by the mysterious message. The footage shows a strange object hovering in the sky, emitting a series of bright flashes that follow a distinct pattern of dots and dashes, similar to the flying saucer that landed in Germany. When testing the video frame by frame, we discover something very interesting, which is the transformation of the spaceship into a state similar to the plasma state, and this is what humans have not yet reached. According to the available information, the witness who filmed the UFO was with his friends when they noticed a strange light in the sky. As they watched the light, they realized that it was not a star or a plane, but a huge strange-shaped craft that had descended from the clouds. The craft remained stationary for a few minutes, then started flashing a sequence of lights that resembled Morse code. The witness speaks to his friends in Spanish, saying, "Simon, that's it. It hasn't gone there, it goes on, it's still there, it's still static. Did you see it, Tono? Did Jose see it for me? Look. It's still there, right? I'll follow him. Run, we. You don't know what I want him. Look, run, come, he's there, look." The video shows the UFO from one angle, as it hovers over the city skyline and moves slowly in different directions, still static. "Did you see it, Tono? Did Jose see it for me? Look. It's still there, right? I'll follow him. Run, we. You don't know what I want him. Look, run, come, he's there, look." The video shows the UFO from one angle, as it hovers over the city skyline and moves slowly in different directions. The object appears to be black or dark grey, with a rough texture and irregular shape that resembles a giant rock or a piece of metal. The edges are jagged and uneven, with some protruding parts that seem to emit a faint glow or reflection. We can also see two small UFOs that bear the same shape as the huge spaceship, flying on both sides of the UFO at equal distances. After a short period of time, the small UFOs began to slowly approach the spaceship to merge with it completely, and the spaceship launched at an amazing speed into space, leaving a strong flash of light behind. The witness, who happens to have a friend who works as a radio operator and familiar with Morse code, recognized the pattern and wrote it down as it appeared. The message, which lasted for about a minute, consisted of a series of letters and numbers that spelled out a coherent sentence. "Hello humans. We come in peace. Do not be afraid. We wish to communicate with you. Please respond." As soon as the message ended, the craft ascended back into the clouds and disappeared from sight. The witness and their friends were left stunned and amazed by the encounter, and decided to share the video and the message online to see if anyone could decipher its meaning. As the video went viral, many people speculated about the nature and origin of the UFO. Some suggested that it could be a secret military aircraft or a prototype of a new technology, while others proposed that it might be an extraterrestrial spacecraft or a portal to another dimension. A few skeptics dismissed the video as a hoax or a misidentification of a natural phenomenon. Based on the available information, it could be a genuine and unexplained sighting of an unidentified flying object, which may or may not have an extraterrestrial or paranormal origin. This explanation would require further investigation and analysis, such as interviews with the witness, analysis of the video metadata, and comparison with other similar cases. It could be a hoax or a prank, perpetrated by the witness or someone else, for attention, fame, or entertainment. This explanation would also require evidence and scrutiny, such as checking the authenticity of the video, verifying the witness's identity and motives, and ruling out any possible digital manipulation or special effects. It could be a misidentification or a misunderstanding of a known object or phenomenon. This explanation would require a careful examination of the video and the surrounding context, as well as a comparison with other sightings and descriptions of similar objects. So far, there is no consensus on what the message means or who sent it. some have suggested that it could be a genuine and friendly communication from an extraterrestrial civilization seeking to establish contact with humanity. Others have proposed that it might be a secret military project or a viral marketing campaign for a sci-fi movie or a video game. If we assume that the message is indeed from an extraterrestrial civilization, we can ask questions such as, what is the intention and motivation of the senders? Are they peaceful and benevolent, or do they have an agenda or a warning to convey? How did they learn Morse code or create a similar system of communication? Do they use similar symbols and conventions as humans, or do they have a different form of language or telepathy? While we cannot be sure what it is or isn't, we can use our critical thinking skills and our curiosity to explore the mystery and learn more about our world and beyond. Whether it's a sign of extraterrestrial life, a new technology, or a natural wonder, the UFO reminds us of the vastness and diversity of the universe and the limits of our human knowledge and imagination.
However, things took an unexpected turn when the drones suddenly lost control and began falling from the sky. At the start of the show, the audience eagerly looked up, admiring the drones' synchronized movements. But as the wind picked up, many drones began to fly erratically. Suddenly, some lost their signal control and plummeted, like kites with broken strings. More drones followed suit, and chaos ensued. The falling drones caused craters in the ground, with some even crashing into the nearby sea. The crowd panicked, quickly seeking shelter. While no one was injured, the incident sparked widespread discussion and concern, with many questioning the safety of drone performances, especially under such weather conditions. The drones involved in this event were quite expensive, with each one potentially costing over 10,000 yuan. The Trenzhou show involved 2,000 drones, and it's estimated that over 1,000 of them fell. As soon as the news broke, the internet exploded with reactions. Many people expressed their concern about the economic losses caused by the fallen drones, and some called it too dangerous. Thankfully, no one was hurt. This drone show, organized by Chinese-American artist Cai Guoqiang, turned into an unfortunate rain of fireworks after the drones malfunctioned. According to the team, sudden changes in the weather had a negative effect on the drones. As the wind grew stronger and drained the drones' batteries, they decided to replace the drones with backup units to continue the show. In the midst of the chaos, they forgot to report the replacement drones to the local air traffic control.
In a unique scene, an unidentified flying object is chasing a calf over Chosmelal, Argentina, on the 20th of July. On August 19th, over Pompano Beach, Florida, 3 lights of an unidentified flying objects were photographed, which could not be planes, satellites, or stars, as described by the witness. Gate or entrance in the cloudy sky over Virginia Beach, on October 8th. In Port Charlotte, Florida, United States, an unidentified flying object flies in the sky and then disappears in the clouds before burning and falling from the sky. A huge unidentified flying object over Medellin, Colombia on July 25th. Strange shape, hovering in the sky in a plasma state at sunset on August 14th. In Campbell, Ohio, United States on August 17th, unidentified flying object in the form of a disc in the yard. Carmel, Indiana, United States, unidentified flying object is similar to what we have heard about the physical descriptions of the so-called black night in the sky. On August 3, 2021, a video was captured documenting a small UFO emerging from a large UFO at night in Manhattan, New York, USA. And 5 static orange lights were also captured over the desert in Gila Bend, Arizona, United States in the same month. In a unique scene, an unidentified flying object is chasing a calf over Chosmelal, Argentina, on the 20th of July in a dirt road that seems to include vast areas of fields and tree forests. which means that the number of people passing this road is few. A witness filmed a video while he driving a car for an unidentified flying object chasing a small calf on the dirt road. The unidentified flying object is lit in white color and does not appear to be in a metallic state, and also its size is much larger than the sizes of the luminous balls or the so-called UFO orbs, which are used to transmit data, as stated by researchers in the unidentified flying objects. The video clip that do not exceed 30 seconds duration show the object, which was chasing the calf and trying to get close to it, until it got very close. At this moment, the truck driver approached the calf and the unidentified flying object. It seems that this was the main reason for the unidentified flying object to move away from the calf. The unidentified flying object moved away in the sky. At this point, the truck had arrived. The evidence that the calf was afraid of the unidentified flying object was that it stopped running when the unidentified flying object moved away, and when the truck arrived next to it, as if it had been reassured by the going of the unidentified flying object. This man may have saved this calf from an unknown fate. There were many opinions and interpretations about this strange scene. Some observers commented that the unidentified flying object was trying to abduct the calf, but it got away when the man driving the truck approached, so that the scene would not be documented. As for the skeptics, they were unable to explain the scene, as their usual explanations of kites and drones would not work in this case.
A strange phenomenon was sighted in the sky amidst the thick clouds, where a large transparent box appeared radiating light from its ribs, which looked like a gateway in the sky, according to the witness's description. The scene that was repeated several times before, in different places of the world, we have not found a convincing scientific explanation for it so far. Is it a natural phenomenon caused by the reflection of light on dense clouds, as some have interpreted it, or is it actually a supernatural phenomenon, and it is a gateway to another dimension in the universe, as described by the witness? In Port Charlotte, Florida, United States, an unidentified flying object flies in the sky, and then disappears in the clouds before burning and falling from the sky. The witness describes it saying, at approximately 7 to 8 p.m. on Saturday, the 4th, I witnessed a white object flying past at approximately 35,000 feet northwest in the sky. As I continued to watch the object, it then flew into some clouds, then appearing again. The white object then started burning as it descended. 3 white pieces can be seen in the photos on the bottom right of the pictures as this object continued to burn. We have never witnessed anything like this. I hope that this fascinating and mysterious event can be solved.
A huge unidentified flying object over Medellin, Colombia on July 25th. Unidentified flying object flying high in the sky near the clouds in the sky of Medellin, and it appears that it is in the form of a disc with a strange dome below the UFO, which is believed to be the cockpit. We are used to seeing unidentified flying objects in the form of a disc, which was called a flying saucer in the classical history of UFOs. Most of them contain a dome above the UFO, and everyone thought that it represented the cockpit, but this time the dome was located below the UFO with flashing lights. Also, below the UFO, there are 3 red heads that may form fulcrums for the UFO when landing. The unidentified flying object is hovering in the sky, and maneuvering at a small angle completely fixed in his place, which is something that is difficult to implement on ordinary aircraft. Of course, the unidentified flying object is not like any known type of balloon, and the interpretation of being a kite is not acceptable, as it is flying at a very high altitude than just being a kite, and the kite must move constantly by the wind, but this unidentified flying object flies very steadily in the sky. In the sky of Mastic Beach, New York, United States, on August 24th, for unidentified flying objects, or as some call them light balls or UFO orbs, appeared in the night sky. 3 of them flew in one formation and rose in the sky in succession one after the other. As for the 4th unidentified flying object, it was flying at a high altitude in the sky, and kept rising gradually until it disappeared into the night sky. It seems that the UFOs are not metal, but rather they are in a plasma state similar to an electric plasma. We have talked a lot about such UFOs, and the way they work as data carriers, as the researchers on UFOs said. The witness says, "For bright orange amber objects appeared on the west side of Narrow Bay. They shot over the horizon in rapid succession like bursts from a Roman. I was standing on the deck of my cottage which overlooks Narrow Bay in Mastic Beach. For bright orange amber objects silently shot up over the horizon like bursts from a Roman candle in a rapid succession. The first object gained altitude and moved steadily in a northeast direction. I attempted to get a better look through a pair of cheap binoculars, but all I could see was orange amber light traveling more rapidly than any aircraft I had ever observed. The first object faded to a pinpoint in the northern cloud cover before disappearing altogether. The three remaining objects followed close afterwards, appearing to maintain equal distances between them before fading and disappearing out of sight. I managed to get my phone and video record 1 minute and 4
Te mereces un regalo por Navidad. Consigue tus regalos de Navidad en segundos con g2a.com.
Are you ready?
Look, but hang on a second. Forgetting about this picture right now, alright? Now, you're either really intrigued about that picture or not that bothered, right? What I'm thinking about is the actual video. Because so many times we see these orbs just fly off, you know, change direction sharply. Look at this.